Hey, welcome everybody. Craig Lurch, eXp Realty, Luxury and Sports and Entertainment, serving all of Philly, all the suburbs, Southern Jersey, and really anywhere in the United States. Anywhere you're moving, we can help you. We're going to have a great conversation with a dear friend and guest of mine, who I'm going to introduce in a second, who actually helps people go from state to state. She's licensed in 2 states, so I'm going to make you think about this a minute. So how does an agent divide herself and do it awesomely? We're going to discuss that. So WWDB Talk Radio 860. Follow me on Unscripted Real Estate. Also follow me on Instagram, Craig Lurch Selling 215, and on YouTube. You got to check out our new episode we just posted out on the TV show, Selling 215, Made in Philly. We had the opportunity to see the saloon. We had an opportunity to visit McGillen's. We were in the Reading Terminal. We ended up running into a whole class of boys from Ocean City, New Jersey that were yelling, "Hey, watch Selling 215. And guess what? It was an absolute hoot. We had a chance to see the two parts of the city, which I'm going to call the two F's of the city of Philadelphia, which is Fairmount and Fishtown that were in the video. So if you want to learn some things about that, I had my co-host Corey, who's always kicking it out with me. My better half makes it look good and keeps me calm. We have some fun. So, hey, don't forget, if you ever want to reach out to me, 267-214-7728. All right, so our guest today is Mariel Weiss, coming in hot from North Carolina, also born and raised in Philly. You're like an avatar. You're like in 2 places.
I'm like Visa, anywhere you want to be.
There you go. Talk a little close. There you go. All right. So born and raised in Philly.
Yep, just on the outskirts.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
But
Delco girl.
Delco girl. But hold on,
Hill.
Drexel Hill. But your mom and dad lived in my neighborhood up in Rydal.
Correct. Yep.
That's kind of where we met. Cool mom.
They met you. You reverse door knocked and did some Halloween trick or treating, and they said, "Look at this guy who came to my door." And of course, very protective as a real estate agent of my mother. I'm like, "Who is this person?" So that's. But you and I crossed paths earlier in my career, so we've known each other for a while.
That's it. Over 20 years. Mm-hmm. There you go. Over 20 years. Correct. And you got how many kids?
2.
2. So you got boy, girl.
Boy, girl, the whole collection. Daughter, and then son.
There you go. Dogs, cats, all.
Yeah, a dog. First dog ever, which I never understood why people loved their pets, and now I do. So I am part of that crowd. It's a golden doodle, so it does not shed and all of that, right?
Oh, we're the best. That's why we get along. That's right. We did talk about that.
You're almost like an adult golden doodle.
Oh, yeah. Hey, there you go. It's like, I still do. They make a little mess and they come home.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We have 2 golden doodles, Brandy and Brooke, and then we have the adopted Cocker Spaniel my daughter brought home, who was a Cocker Spaniel and St. Charles Cavalier. Chocolate with green eyes. His name's Sir Winston, also goes as Winnie. Okay, but my wife always said, we're never having a dog. Guess what? This is her. Oh,
110%. That's the running joke in our family, is I was the least likely to be a dog person, and that dog adores me, and everyone's like, how is it that they just know?
Because you feed them and you take care of them.
It's almost like they have to prove something to me, that, hey, non-dog lady, I want to make sure you are a dog lover at the end of this day.
Exactly. And the golden doodles are best. We're not, I am partial. We had one before. It was all white, Dolce. So, but yeah, we're going to, in the conversation that we're going to talk today is, 20 years in the business and how you're wowing clients. We're going to chance to talk about, and this is big, everybody, the silver tsunami. The silver tsunami. Do you know what it is? Well, we're going to get into that and how you bounce between 2 states and do it really, really well. But before that, we're going to get into a little bit of fun in the city of Philadelphia. We get the 250th birthday. Yep. Zillow says we're number 5 in the country of thing. And then also all travel saying we're number 1. So we're in a countdown to July 4th, the 250th birthday. It's going to be big.
It's a big one, right?
We have the All-Star game here in Philly. We got the soccer here in Philly. And we just got the people, the grit, the passion, and the brotherly love. We need a little more brotherly love, I think, out there.
Yeah, but we can all impact that, right? If we're loving to other people around us, maybe that's a little bit, inspirational to people. But yeah, Philadelphia, that's something that I've really realized and appreciated now that I don't live here full time anymore, is all of the culture, all the access to sporting events and museums and that sort of thing, and the variety being along the water, things like that, easy access to short points, all of those things. So I do miss that aspect of it, but I love our new license plate, by the way.
Oh, the white one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you go. I don't have that new license plate.
Oh, you've got to get one.
Well, when they send it to me, I'll get it. Other than that, I don't know what I'm doing. When it comes here and I do it, I do it. Other than that, if it's not my calendar, I also don't go home. So Mrs. Lurch sends me a calendar, invites to show up.
That tracks.
There you go. Yeah. So, all right. So, best thing you love, you love that about Philly. Let's do this. I got to ask. Best cheesesteak. Where do you love cheesesteak best?
Oh my gosh. So I really, I'm gonna get a lot of haters from this, but I try to stay away from cheesesteaks.
It's
I'm on
okay.
a
You stay away.
personal health journey. So I will
When
not.
you like them.
Well, actually, this is going to sound a little odd, but Gazzo's out in Pottstown. I know it's not in the city, but they have a really good cheesesteak. And
okay.
I had the truffle cheesesteak just recently. My friends, got one for me and said, "You've got to try this." So that was phenomenal. So I'm sorry to the inner city people, but
no, the Burbs, we got that. We have, we have Chubby's, we have D'Alessandro's out off Henry Avenue. We got my boy Danny at Angelo's. We do have the tourist places, Pat and Gino's. I understand that there's right out in Maple Glen Pizzeria is going to be reopening, the old owner's taking it back.
Okay.
And he's going to be battling a little bit with the other guy. I forget the name of the company right there on Norristown Road doing cheesesteaks. I'll have to mention that. But all right, so we got that. All right. Other than that, don't forget, we have the big release. We have our Selling 215 episode that's out. Check it out on YouTube. You can check it out, Craig Lurch, Selling 215. All right, question of the day. Always got to tweak this a little bit. Did you know? And I always give a little plug for people that I know on the Did You Know Day.
Okay.
Did you know today, this is a little crazy,
I can't wait.
it is National Funeral Director and Morticia's Day.
Oh my goodness gracious!
I know.
So morbid.
Well, one of the 2 shows ago was National Milk a Cow on a Plane Day, but here's a little shout out to Steve Fitzpatrick's Funeral Home up in Abington. Fantastic family. Also, fantastic kids that they have. By the way, not that you need him, but Steve Fitzpatrick, he's out there if you ever need him. The other one is National Plumbing Day.
Oh, okay. Well, we all need that.
You got to have plumbing. It's great. Right. I got 2 good plumbers in here. I use Fresco and Goodman if anybody asks. Those are typically where I have.
That's hard work. My grandfather was a plumber, and that's hard work, and they're consistently needed over and over and over again. I really wish more kids got into the trades because we're going to need that as time goes on.
Oh, no, I think it's huge.
Get away from the computer and kind of get out there and work with your hands. But
huge shortage.
Yep.
Huge shortage. And I love what some of the high schools are doing is they're building that inside now. It's not just, it's not like, oh, you're not doing good in school. No, I know really smart people that are running really smart trade companies.
Correct.
And there's a lot of families. Now, here's a key point. There's a lot of families that do not have an exit plan to own these trade businesses.
Right.
And what's happening is people are buying them, or people in the trades are now buying them. They have a business that's been established for 2 or 3 generations, and there's nobody to take it. So think twice when you're thinking about what you're doing. If you want to be a business owner, you want to do those things, learn the trade, then own the business, and then grow it, kind of like we're in real estate, what we do.
Right, and if you're one of those contractors that is looking to exit the business, talk to people like you and me. We know tons of people who would be willing to purchase those businesses and take them over and see them through and really take care of the clients.
Exactly.
That's what we do for a living.
That's exactly. We wow them because, ours are long in between, but we get a lot of referrals in between. So we're in the midst of March Madness. I really get excited about this. Have a couple events we get to go to. And again, I'm going to give a yell out to a gentleman in the Abington area by the name of Stephen Katz. It is also the Optimist Month. Being an optimist. His email is optimist@gmail.com.
I love that.
Lost his son at 40. His son was 42 years old 2 years ago, Josh Katz. And within a week, he was positive. He's like, I'm doing a foundation. We're doing this. We're doing that. But he is the ultimate optimist. It is there. But all right, in Philly, we were talking about cheesesteaks, but let's talk about this. Sometimes I always say, why do you come to the city? Let's talk about sauce, marinara, but pasta.
Gravy.
Gravy. There you go. You got to go with the gravy.
I am part Italian. You know that.
It is National Noodle Month.
Okay. What's your favorite noodle?
Oh, no. Here we call it. Do we call it noodle? Do we call it pasta? Do we call it macaroni? What do you call it?
Pasta.
You got to call it pasta.
I don't know if my mom would approve of that. We do not talk about that, but she's where I get the Italian from.
It's okay. It's all right. My mom was Italian, and then my dad was German, so it makes me a stubborn big mouth. Yeah. I get it. And
that's why we get along, because I'm part Polish and part Italian. Ooh. And look, and the viewer, if the listeners could only see, we're using our hands a lot during this.
And we got to stand. I can't sit because I feel like I'm sitting on my hand. Yeah. I'm sitting on my brain if I feel like I'm sitting. So going back to the pasta, you go down to South Philly 9th Street. On our first episode, if you want to see it, anybody, go to our first episode on YouTube. There is a wall. It's Toludo's Pasta, and it has all the different pastas that are painted up. I love Pappardelle, the little thicker. I like that. My mother-in-law loves the gnocchis, loves them. My son really likes the stuffed shells. But my wife does something with the shells. She actually stuffs it with like a shrimp cocktail, like a shrimp salad.
OMG.
In the summer, and it's really cold to sit outside. There you go, get at it. But
have you ever made gnocchi?
Yes, I
It's
did.
difficult to me. I mean, it's a labor of love for sure.
At Terramini's, or
Okay.
no, yeah, right out in off of Bethlehem Pike, the restaurant that was old San Marco came over. We had a
Ah,
pasta dinner. We had a pasta making party for my 60th birthday. That's right,
oh,
I am
fun.
60. I know, I'm a lot older
I
than
won't
you.
tell anyone.
Shh. Okay, shh, don't let anybody tell. So you go in, you make 3 different pastas, and they make 3 different sauces, and then they serve it with everybody. There's a room that holds like 16 people. You can do wine tasting in it. They have appetizers and stuff. It can be a little pricey, but guess what? It is really fun if you want to do it. People make it with flour, and some make it with the riced potatoes. I like it with the riced potatoes. You know what? I think I'm going to, in the next 2 weeks, I'm not doing it this weekend because we're going to be busy at down the shore in Cape May for St. Patty's Day.
Oh, yeah.
And there is a cold plunge that I am doing, my first
Ooh.
of one of my yearly challenges for the year of this year. There's 4 things I have to do that are brand new
Have you determined what they are, or just the cold plunge is the first of 4?
This is the first of 4. I've got a couple there that we're doing, but this is the first of 4. First cold plunge ever. I'm going in that water Saturday at 12:30 down in Cape May. So if any of you guys are going to be there and you hear this, look for me. I'm going to be the guy running around really cold. No, I'm only kidding. Well, I think everybody's going to be cold.
Many.
There you go. But you got to get out of your comfort. You got to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Have you skydived before?
No, I'm not doing that. If I was supposed to fly, I'd be a bird. But I'll tell you what, it is on my list. You know the thing, the fly zone out in King of Prussia, where you can float and do that? That I am doing.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it's amazing. My daughter had a field trip there, and I watched that, and it's just amazing. The staff members there, they do all these acrobatics and whatnot. I mean, stretch before you start. I'll just say that.
You know what? I think I was here with somebody else, and I said, you should actually try Stretch Zone for my golf, seeing that my golf is so bad. You golf, so you get it.
No, I don't golf. I'm horrible. I just learned the other day from listening to a book on tape or an audiobook what ham and egg in it means.
Yeah. My son, Colin, his golf partner, Kyle Katz, ham and egg the whole tournament at our place and won it in the full tournament. So let's jump into real estate. Okay. All right. So how did you get in real estate?
Ooh,
I'm an SOB, son of a broker. So
yeah, I'm not that. I mean, maybe in some ways, DOB. My family had some interesting real estate experiences, and that just always left a mark on me. I went to school for sociology and public relations marketing at Penn State. Love it there. We are. And I was recruited by a home builder and said, let me try this. So was there for a few years. It was not quite my cup of tea. That was, of course, during 08, 09, during a really difficult time.
And the recorrection.
Yeah. And we were in a position where we were, I think, perceived as representing those clients coming in, but we really represented the builder. And there's a conflict there. So I left and went to work for a small boutique firm, and then my resale experience kind of blossomed from there.
Well, I mean, first of all, your mindset thinks big. You do not think in a snow globe. When you and I sit and have lunch and your business partner helps run your team up here when you bounce back and forth, you're like a ping pong ball. I'm always like, where you at? Okay, I'm here. Where you at? There.
Thank goodness for airplanes.
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
Yeah, and rental cars.
Yeah, and Ryan. And we're going to fix that thing later on.
Yeah.
And then Ryan does this up here. And, you run a true business. You've learned how to, 1, keep your hands in the business. 2, train your staff and your other sales partners in your team that help serve clients, because you can't be everywhere at one time. I've got Vicky on my side, who helps me, who, if I got to be somewhere, she's been in the business 30 years. She's been doing contracts and everything for 25 years with one agent, has been in and out with me. And she knows where she's at. She knows, and I know my clients are good with it. But you're training them to be, I'll call them mini me's. Yeah, but you still are the negotiator. You still are in there. You're still in that fight, which is huge.
You need to be, because that's how you stay relevant. That's how you stay on top of what the trends are and what people need. And not so much mini-me, but to be able to consistently provide what we've been known for, right? So it's all coming down to systems and processes. And so we've got, Ryan, Kelly, Matt, lots of people that I love and adore. I mean, the only way this is possible is because of the phenomenal people behind me that are just more camera shy. I mean, that's all that it comes down to. So, but yes, it's fun. I still enjoy real estate. I still think it's the largest purchase that most people tend to make. And it really has a way of changing lives. I've got a client that, when I first started in the resale business, I helped them sell their home. Then they've bought and sold multiple times over, and they have now become international investors. So they had investment properties here, and now they've blossomed out. And to watch someone go from 0 to 100 is so incredibly rewarding. And we also learn so much about wealth and real estate ourselves going through that process. So yeah, absolutely.
In through the years, the biggest thing is being the team lead or being the face out there isn't for everybody. That's why there's, I call it the Camelot. Surround yourself with good people and you'll be able to good. I always say in the real estate business, your largest purchase, it's not somebody you're going to deal with that does 3.6 or less homes in a year. That's the average age in the country. Work with somebody who's either on a team or has somebody that has an expert, like you guys. That's the key. Work with a professional that knows it.
Yeah, I don't think the average consumer understands the high failure rate in real estate. They've got a friend, a cousin, whatnot that gets their license. 85% of them are gone in the first year because it's not what you see on TV. It's not opening the door and just dressing nice and being Insta-worthy. It's being proficient in the law, the legality, and consulting, emotional intelligence, knowing how to handle people that are going through stress. And especially if you see a husband and wife or, father, son, whatnot, they argue. And how do you take all of that information and then give them guidance as to their next steps to improve whatever it is that they're trying to improve, right? So it's not for the faint of heart, but it is so incredibly rewarding, right? And I wish the consumer out there would know and put value to that lifelong experience that people have. Proficiency in our craft is not as common as we would like. And that's why it is important, even to interview multiple agents, and you'll be able to get a really good tell. Like, is somebody just telling you what you want to hear, or will they actually follow through on all those next steps?
Yeah.
What's their track record?
And I know you do, because you and I have sat long enough.
Yeah.
We know it's not about us, it's about them.
Correct.
And once you figure it out, it's about the client. What are their pain points? Where are they at? What are they doing? Where are they going? Those are the important things. What are the biggest things you're seeing in 2026 now? Let's talk about the Philly area on your Philly team right now.
Well, we're very fortunate. This market is moving much faster than other parts of the country. And so a lot of the headlines don't quite apply to us here.
A lot of people think it. I have buyers saying, I'm waiting for the market to crash.
Right. It's not. You have to understand what goes into that, right? And that's the benefit you and I have, is all those years of perspective of watching it and seeing what happened during the Great Recession, and that this is a very different market. When you understand the economics behind it, it makes more sense. And you as the consumer don't have to understand that. Your agent has to understand that, right? So you and I can have those conversations with people and say, oh, this is the headline you heard. Tell me about it. Tell me what you think it means. And then let me tell you what it actually means for you in your situation that you have expressed to me, because we've taken the time to care about them, to have a conversation. It comes down to care. But in the Philadelphia market, we're shorter days on market than our market in North Carolina. We are still seeing appreciation, depending upon where you are. I'm talking like county-wide, right? But certain pockets are appreciating higher or faster than others, right? People hear, the headlines as far as what's happening in the news do impact people. And of course, the weather. We had a really harsh winter, so that has delayed our start. I always say, I'm not sure if you agree, but typically right after the Super Bowl is when we start to see things picking up.
It's the gate that opens.
Yeah, exactly. But now it seems like that's been delayed a little bit, and that's okay. It's been very busy the last couple of weeks. So open houses are going to be big, I feel. People want to get out and about. But I think people are ready to finally make a move. If they've been sitting on the sidelines waiting for the market to crash, right, or interest rates to change, which they have, this is the time to seize. And all too often, they don't get engaged with a real estate agent to start having those conversations because they think that we're going to pressure them and we're going to force it down their throat. But in reality, they need to talk to you and I so that we have them on our radar that, okay, they're planning this move. These are the things that we need to work on. This is what it means to them. So as the conditions change, we can, with a flip of a switch, help them access whatever it is that they're trying to do, right?
If you're planning on buying in 2026, 2027, you should be sitting with a professional
100%.
Now.
100%.
Don't do it. Don't go sit and looking at things at 2 a.m. and decide, I'm going to go buy a house tomorrow and go into it. We had Deanna, the mortgage mom from Green Tree Mortgage, was on last week, and she's like, and again, I agree with you, get it pre-approved, get a full approval, so you're literally going in almost like a cash buyer. Right. Pending the house.
Well, be financially ready. So especially if you're concerned about interest rates, right? So now we have more than almost half of people are above 4% interest rates. So yes, some people are giving up that 2%, 3%. They say it makes no sense to do it. But a real estate professional like you and myself, we can sit down and do the math and show them, does that make sense? Does it make sense for you to come home every day stressed out to your home that's too small, people on top of each other because you've had 2, 3 kids? Or is it better for you to wisely invest your money and turn that asset into something that can make your life better long term? And we can do that math and show them that. Additionally, if they are a first-time home buyer or if they are looking to move up, they can start getting ready for that new mortgage payment now. That's going to make moving into that new home that much better.
Exactly. Assume you're going to have it. Start
Correct.
putting that money away.
Yeah.
It's going to help you save it. Also, the interesting point that just came out for January, February, 1.7% increase in first-time home buyers. Now,
Hallelujah.
Remember, hallelujah. Last year, in 2024, I'm still waiting for that 25 number. 71% of the buyers were dinks and sinks, double income, no kids, and single income, no kids. You're also seeing 17% of multi-generational buyers, which is happening a lot going in. That's where I want to go into the silver tsunami. The silver tsunami, everybody, is the 70 million people that are baby boomers.
Right.
The largest wealth in real estate and growth that is going to change hands. What's stagnating is these people are wealthy enough. Normally at that point, they're moving because they can't afford their house. Right. The wealth is there enough to maintain the house, to maintain it and not have to live. So 10% is really able to stay very well. Then on top of the other ones are concerned about, or they pulled money out of the houses and are using it for investments at 2.9% and are getting 8.9%. So they're actually making money on the money they took out of their house and writing it off. So they don't want to leave because they got to pay that note off then. So some of these things are really interesting. In that movement, people become transient. People move. Are you seeing, you don't have a lot of first-time buyers. You're down in that, what pocket of North Carolina?
In North Carolina, we're along the coast, so just outside of Wilmington, North Carolina. So anywhere from the South Carolina border on up to, say, halfway up the state, right? And what we are seeing there is people who are moving from, well, first of all, the majority of the population is moving from out of state. So they are coming from other places, especially here along the Northeast, down to North Carolina. If they are part of that silver tsunami, they're retiring there. What happens typically is another year or two goes by and then their family moves. So then those first-time home buyers or the people with their grandchildren, they end up moving. So families are moving together because they see that they can get more for the money there. It's a different lifestyle. It's a little bit more, salt life, casual, yes, Fridays, people just stop working come the afternoon at 1 o'clock and you can't get anything done. But I think people are kind of shifting how they're looking at using their time here on earth and what they want their lives to look like. And that is appealing and drawing them in. There are some people looking at investments there, of course, for the shore, the beach points, the ocean points. By the way, we don't really call it the shore there. It's the beach. So
you don't go down.
We don't go down the shore. No, we're going to the beach, to the islands, right? Topsail Island is one I'm very close to, but people are purchasing beach property there because they get priced out of property up here, and they think, I can have a vacation for free or paid for by someone else, or hey, I buy this investment property that can help pay for my kids' college. So there are a lot of ways you can use that to your benefit just because of the entry point. Oceanfront.
Okay, let's talk about that town you're talking about on the beach, not down the shore. I mean, we've got our shore points, which that I handle, and you can't even touch some of these islands under $1 million. And so, I mean, what could somebody get there? I mean,
so I'm so hesitant because over the years I feel like I've been the unofficial tourism partner for Topsail Island. It's spelled Topsail Island. It's just outside of Wilmington. And so I'll say this and then kind of gripe about all the people coming down. But you can get an oceanfront home for under $1 million there. So you could have.
And will it rent and carry itself?
Yes, 100%. 100%. If you put more down, even better, right? You don't have to manage it yourself. There are plenty of property management companies that can take care of it for you. And I love doing that. I love showing people the math, right? Because they get to come down, enjoy it, the holidays, even during the summer, and then the rest of the time it's managed for them and it's just making money and appreciating, because where else can you touch that? All of the surrounding areas typically are higher as an entry point for oceanfront. So of course there are some differences with insurances and things like that, but you get educated about that as a client and then you're good to go. I mean, I've watched that island as a kid. I would drive down. That's why I'm there, because we would go on vacation there and I have such fond memories of that area. And so as a kid, you drive down and see this lot, that lot. And over the 30 years I've been going there, the values have just been going up, up, up.
You wish you bought everything the second
Oh
you.
my goodness.
It's like
you have
Northeast
no idea.
Philadelphia. Yeah.
You have no idea. But that's the beauty of real estate, is it does, I mean, I don't want to say it's guaranteed, but if you give it enough time, it is absolutely guaranteed to go up and make you money. So if you become educated about it and how to use it wisely, or even better, you partner with somebody like us who have dedicated our lives to that, then you'll be on the right track, because that's how wealth is built, through real estate and owning business.
You pay, as I say to everybody, it's better to pay a little higher interest rate, but you're paying your own principal versus somebody else's rent in there. By the way, rents are going up because interest rates went up and things of that nature. So you have interest rates that are lowest. You still have a house shortage between here and there. You do have multiple. I mean, out here in the suburbs of Philadelphia, that's 6, 7, 800,000. You're in multiple offers of things, especially in that 350 to 500 is off the market of going places. So, if somebody wants to get a hold of you, how do they get a hold of you?
Well, they can call me or text me, 610-310-6408, MGW team. We also run movetonc.com. That's been a passion project.
That's a huge, awesome website.
Passion project of mine. It's still getting built out. However, we aim to be a resource for anyone looking to make that move from here to there, because license laws and real estate is different, and we have to educate people about some of those differences. And you need to know when you're moving to another state, what are the differences in taxes and tax planning, especially if you are in that silver tsunami, right? So we've got all the resources and all the people to connect them with to make sure that they are making an educated move of all the pieces, surrounding that.
That's the key. What you had just said there, the pieces that connect you. You can go out and explore people yourself. Trust is the only thing you can. That's why I say to people, look, if you want to move to another state, and I've done real estate with you hear what we're talking about or what Mariel's talking about. We're trusted. We've built that relationship with people. We can get boots on the ground for you
100%.
somewhere else, but we can still be on the game. And that's what the interesting part is with this industry, especially at our level. We have colleagues in these different parts of town. So.
And clients know who takes care of them, and they appreciate it. I know I personally get frustrated with how little people care about their jobs these days, right? But you and I, who are self-employed, that's our life. And so when somebody finds a great agent that they trust, they take that agent with them wherever it is that they go, because we can be a part of that process, whether it's here, Texas, North Carolina, wherever. We can still oversee and play a role in that. And
that's what's nice. You have your teams in 2 spots. I've got multiple teams in different places. Less than 30 seconds. Biggest tip for 2026 in real estate, you think?
Put a plan in place. Don't be afraid to start having a conversation with someone you trust, because they will not judge you for not pulling the trigger. They just want to get you set up on a plan.
Again, I'm going to add to that. Talk to a professional. The second you start talking real estate, everybody has an opinion for you. It's like the second you buy a white car, you start seeing more white cars. And again, Uncle Louie hasn't bought a home in 30 years. So, Mariel, thank you for coming on to the show today. It was a pleasure. Remember, change lives, make money, having fun are my funnels. Go out, change a life today. You never know whose life you're going to change. It might be yours by doing something nice. Giving you a lot of love and hug coming here from Philly. Have a great week.